Beautiful morning, children. Welcome to Lakshmi Study Room. Today, our topic is Human Digestive System, Part 1. So, in this video, our learning concepts are human alimentary canal, its parts and their functions, and ingestion, what is ingestion, and what is digestion, and what is mastication. Process we are going to learn in this video, and the peristaltic movements in esophagus, digestion in stomach, emulsification of fats, absorption of food in small intestine, and defecation. So all these concepts we will going to learn in this video. The first one, the human digestive system contains mainly two parts, food tube, or otherwise it will be called as a alimentary canal. So the human digestive system is very complex in nature, and different parts are involved in perform different functions by using various digestive juices and enzymes. So the juices or enzymes are secreted by the accessory glands or digestive glands, that is liver and pancreas. See, this one is a liver and the yellow color part will be called as a pancreas. So the digestive juices and enzymes will helps in the process of digestion. Then what is digestion? So digestion, in the process of digestion, the large complex molecules like carbohydrates, proteins, lipids are breaking down into simple molecules with the help of enzymes and absorbed into the body will be called as a digestion. So the alimentary canal is basically long tube. It will be started from our mouth and extended up to the anus. So it is a tube, but we can see that the tube has a different parts. In some parts they look like a tube part. If we see the stomach is a bag-like part. So according to the function, the food tube will be modified into some different parts. So they perform various functions. So actually, what are the parts present in the alimentary canals? If you see the parts present in the alimentary canal, from it will be started with our mouth. See the mouth. So it is a mouth and it will be ended with our anus. From mouth has some space. The space will be called as a oral cavity, or we can call it as a buccal cavity. And from mouth enters into the pharynx. The pharynx enters into the esophagus. So esophagus connect to the stomach. Then stomach will be connected to the duodenum. And duodenum, after it will be form as a small intestine. It has so many folds. And later it will enters into the large intestine. So large intestine after rectum and after anus. So these are the parts present in the alimentary canal. Now we are going to learn about what are the functions and what are the process takes place in the digestive system. First, it should start with the mouth. From mouth itself, the digestion process takes place, because here the carbohydrates the digestion of carbohydrates takes place in the mouth only. First, whenever we kept food in our mouth, then digestion will be started. The first process is the mouth has three parts: teeth, tongue, and salivary glands. So we already know the food is cut and crushed by our teeth in the mouth and mixed with the saliva to make it wet, slippery. So this is called as a mastication. So what is mastication? Chewing of food into smaller particles by the teeth in the mouth will be called as a mastication. And next one is a tongue. So what is the main function of the tongue? Tongue helps in mixing the food and pushing into the next part, that is pharynx. So, and not only for that, tongue will help in the swallowing the food with the help of lower jaw and palate. So palate is the upper, it was present in the upper jaw. Similarly, we have three pairs of salivary glands. So the salivary glands secrete saliva into our mouth whenever we kept food in our mouth. So the three pairs of salivary glands are, so one pair is located in the side of the jaw. See, one pair is located in the side of the jaw. So these are the here. And the one pair is located below the tongue. So below the tongue we have one pair of salivary glands, and one pair is located in the palate. That means the upper jaw, they are present in the palate. And what is the main function of the salivary gland? Secretes saliva. Saliva contains amylase enzyme. So amylase will helps in the breaking down of carbohydrates into maltose sugars. So amylase, otherwise it will be called as a ptyalin. So otherwise it will be called a ptyalin. So amylase, that means the digestion of food starts with our mouth only. Then the food enters into the next part, that is pharynx. From pharynx it enters into the esophagus. So esophagus is a connecting between the pharynx and the stomach. It is a tube-like structure. In this esophagus, digestion is not takes place. So digestion process is not takes place, but esophagus will help the food moves towards the stomach only. But the movement of the walls of the esophagus will have some muscles. These muscles will help the food moving towards the down only. So not only these muscles, the inner walls of the esophagus contain some mucus glands. So these mucus glands secretes mucus. So this mucus is a slippery substances. It will help in the food easily move from up to down, slide down. So then it will enters into the next part, is a stomach. The first part of the stomach has a cardiac sphincter, which allows the small quantity of the food from esophagus into the stomach. So the next one is a stomach. Stomach, it has a muscular bag-like structure. Stomach is a muscular bag-like structure. It has some parts. The upper part of the stomach will be called as a cardiac stomach, and the lower part of the stomach will be, this one is the upper part. So the upper part of the stomach will be called as a cardiac stomach. Why we can call it as a cardiac stomach? So near the heart is present above the stomach, so it will be called as a cardiac stomach, and the lower part of the stomach will be called as a pyloric stomach. So here one opening is there, that will be called as a cardiac sphincter, which allows the small quantities of the food into the stomach from the esophagus. So stomach has so many muscles. See, the longitudinal muscles and circular muscles and lateral muscles. These muscles, the movement of these muscles will help in the digestion of the food. And not only for that, inner walls of the muscles will have some glands. Those glands will be called as a gastric glands. So these glands will be called as a gastric glands. So gastric gland secretes HCl as well as some enzymes. So the gastric juice contains pepsin. So this pepsin will help to break down the proteins into peptones. So pepsin is an enzyme which will act upon the proteins. Then the proteins will break down into form as a peptones. And what is the main function of the HCl? So if our food contains any bacteria or any microorganisms, the HCl helps to kill those bacteria and microorganisms. HCl is a very concentrated acid. If we kept any bones in that HCl, the bones will be dissolved in that HCl. So it is a powerful. So from HCl affect the mucus layer, secretes some mucus. The mucus will help from the HCl. So the main functions of the stomach. Stomach, what is the main function of the stomach? Stomach, it can store the food and it can digest the food from solid into liquid food, and it can empty the liquid into the small intestine. So whenever the stomach will be the partially digested food with the partially digested food will be formed, the food will be called as a chyme. The partially digested food in the stomach will be called as a chyme. So whenever the digestion of the partially digested food will be completed, the small quantities of the food will be enters from the stomach into the intestine. So it has some wall-like structure. The wall will be called as a pyloric sphincter. The pyloric sphincter, see, pyloric sphincter which allows the small quantities of the food from the stomach into the next part, that is a small intestine. This table was given in your textbook, that is some enzymes and juices of the gut. So ptyalin or salivary amylase, so which was secreted by salivary gland, is secreted into in buccal cavity. So buccal cavity, otherwise it will be called as a oral cavity. The space will be called as, the space present in our mouth will be called as a oral cavity. So the saliva acts upon the carbohydrates and it will be break down into dextrin or maltase. And the pepsin is secreted by the gastric glands present in the stomach, and the gastric juice contains pepsin. So this pepsin will act upon the proteins, then proteins will be break down into peptones. And the next one is a liver and pancreas. So liver, pancreas and the C-shaped structure of the digestive system, the C-shaped structure of the food tube will be called as a duodenum. So duodenum, whenever the food and already chyme, what is chyme? The partially digested food from the stomach, it will be called as a chyme. So this chyme is in a semi-liquid state. So chyme is in acidic nature. So the food enters into the duodenum, it contains some acidic nature. The juices of the liver and pancreas and the intestinal juice mixed with this acidic food chyme, then the chyme will be turned into basic or alkaline nature with the help of these juices. So duodenum is the part which receives the bile juice from the liver and pancreatic juice from the pancreas. The bile juice secreted by the liver and it can be stored in the gallbladder. So whenever the food enters into the duodenum, then small quantities of bile juice will be secreted into the duodenum from the liver. Liver is the largest second organ in our human body. And what is the first organ? So comment in comment section. So and the pancreatic. So pancreas can secrete the pancreatic juice into the stomach, and not only these two juices, and the inner walls of the small intestine has some glands. These glands secretes some juice. So this juice will be called as a succus entericus. And which juice act upon which food items? Let us see in the table. So the bile juice, it contains no enzymes, don't have any enzymes. Which juice contains no enzymes? That is bile juice. But what is the main function of the bile juice? So fats are digested by or converting them into small globules like forms by the help of the bile juice secreted from the liver. This process is called as a emulsification. So what is emulsification? Breaking down of large fats into small globules with the help of bile juice will be called as a emulsification. And next table is the juices of the pancreas and the juices of the small intestine. So the juices secreted by pancreatic juice, it contains 3 enzymes, that is amylase, trypsin and lipase. So amylase will act upon the carbohydrates. Then the carbohydrates will be breaking down into form as a maltose. And trypsin was secreted by the pancreas into duodenum. So the trypsin act upon the proteins will be converted into peptones. And the next one is a lipase. Lipase is a enzyme. It will act upon the fats will be converted into fatty acids and glycerols. These are the secretions of the pancreas. So the pancreas, the juice secreted by the pancreas, it will be called as a pancreatic juice. The pancreatic juice is secreted into the duodenum. And not only for that, the walls of the small intestine, it also secretes some juices. The juices will be called as a intestinal juice or succus entericus. So this juice contains 2 types of enzymes, peptidases and sucrose. Peptidases will act upon the peptides, then the peptides will be converted into amino acids, and sucrose, it is not a sucrose, it is a sucrase. Sucrase is an enzyme, it will act upon the sucrose, then the sucrose will be turned into glucose. See, whenever the proteins will be converted into amino acids, see, That means the end products of proteins will be called as a amino acids, the end products of glucose will be called as a carbohydrates, and the end products of the fats will be called as a fatty acids and glycerols. Whenever these end products will be formed, then the digestion will be completed. From this table, they gave some questions. Name the enzymes which act on carbohydrates. See, amylase will act upon the carbohydrates, and sucrase is one of the enzyme. It will act upon the sucrose is also one type of carbohydrate, and the saliva contains amylase enzyme. It will be also called as a carbohydrate. The enzyme act upon the carbohydrates only. So some of the questions are there. See in the next questions. So what are the end products of the fats? So what are the end products of the fats? So fatty acids and glycerols are the end products of the fats. So what are the enzymes that act on proteins? What are the enzymes act upon the proteins? See, trypsin, and the stomach contain pepsin. Pepsin is also a act upon the proteins. They will be converted into peptones. Similarly, trypsin, it was present in the duodenum. It was secreted by pancreas. It will act upon the proteins, and proteins will be converted into peptones. And peptidases, which was an enzyme, it will act upon the proteins. So this was secreted by the small intestine. These are the enzymes secreted from the proteins, which will act upon the proteins. Pepsin in stomach, and trypsin in pancreatic juice, and peptidases in small intestine. So which digestive juice contains no enzymes? That is bile juice. And the food enters from the stomach into the small intestine. The first part of the small intestine will be called as a duodenum, and the later part of the small intestine will be called as a jejunum, and the end part of the small intestine will be called as a ileum. Absorption of food takes place in duodenum and jejunum, but the absorption of food takes place in ileum. The walls of the small intestine, it has some small finger-like projections. So these projections will be called as a villi or microvilli. So villi main function, villi is it increase the surface area of the small intestine, and for absorption, it will the main function of the villi is a absorption of the food. So this will increase the surface area for absorption, and blood vessels and lymph vessels are connected, present in the form of network of the villi. See, if we see the structure of the villi, this is the structure of the villi. So villi has it is a finger-like projections. Whenever the food enters into this villi, so the food will be stay for longer time. It will helps to absorption of more food. So each villi has a blood vessel. See, this is look like a blood capillary. So each villi contains blood vessels and lymph vessels. So whenever the food absorbed into the villi, so from villi the food will be enters into the blood vessels and lymph vessels. That means the absorption of the food from small walls of the small intestine into circulatory system. So whenever the food will enters into the circulatory system with the help of blood vessels and lymph vessels, it will be called as a absorption. So the maximum part of the absorption takes place in the small intestine only. So from the next part is the undigested food enters into the large intestine. Here the connection between the small intestine and large intestine, we can see some finger-like projection. The finger-like structure will be called as a appendix. So this is the appendix is a vestigial organ in human body. Then the undigested food material will be sent into the large intestine. The food moves through this direction, and the undigested food material will be sent out through the anus, will be called as a defecation. So during the undigested food present in the large intestine, then what will happen? So if the undigested food material will be travels through this direction, in this process the inner walls of the large intestine, it will absorb the necessary water and materials present inside the food. So then the undigested food will be undigested material stay for some time in rectum. So whenever the rectum will be filled, the fecal matter will be sent out through the anus. It will be called as a defecation. So these are the process takes place in human digestive system. The human digestive system, the some flow chart of human digestive system gave in your textbook. So what do you think is the process of digestion? So digestion is a complex process in which the large complex molecules like carbohydrates, proteins, fats are breaking down into simple molecules by the enzymes and absorbed into the body will be called as a digestion. And the digestive part, the parts in the alimentary canal gave in a flow chart. The food enters into our mouth, it will be called as a ingestion. From mouth, it will be enters into the buccal cavity. So buccal cavity or oral cavity, we can call it the space and present in our mouth will be called as a buccal cavity. So after buccal cavity, which process will takes place? Mastication. During mastication, the food will be turned into a bolus. Bolus is a mixed with the saliva. So the bolus enters into the pharynx, later it will enters into the esophagus. The movement of the peristaltic movement helps in the food moves through the pyloric stomach, and the not this one is a cardiac and it one is a pyloric. So it will move into the cardiac stomach. After that it will move into the pyloric stomach. So the large protein molecules will be break down in stomach, and later the food enters into the duodenum. Duodenum is the receiving point of bile juice and pancreatic juice, and it will enters into the after that small intestine. Absorption of food takes place in the small intestine, and it will enters into the undigested food enters into the large intestine. Absorption of water and some molecules will be takes place in this large intestine, and the undigested food stored sometime in rectum. After that, the undigested food material expelled through the anus, it will be called as a defecation. So these process takes place in the digestive system. So once we revise the points, what is ingestion? So taking the food into the body will be called as a ingestion. What is digestion? The large complex food molecules such as carbohydrates, proteins, lipids are broken down into simpler molecules by specific enzymes before they are absorbed and utilized by the animals. You can simply say this process of breaking down of complex molecules into simple molecules is called digestion. So what is mastication? Chewing of food into smaller pieces by the teeth in the mouth is called as a mastication. Then what is emulsification? The breaking down of the fat contents of the food into the tiny particles in the duodenum, and the effect of the bile juice is called emulsification. And villi, the presence of the small finger-like projections in the small intestine are called villi. The absorption, the passage of the digested food through the walls of the alimentary tract, particularly in small intestine into circulatory system. So that is called as absorption. Absorption takes place in small intestine. Then the last one, defecation, the passage of undigested material from the body through the anus is called defecation. So thank you for watching this video. Please like my videos, share my videos and subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon. Thank you.